time, and we get a call for a woman breaking into one of our residents' homes in Fairless Hills, and we respond out, and sure enough, our officers see a 30-year-old female crawling in through the back window, and they take her into custody, and then we find out the whole story.
That woman has been identified as Lindsay Harris of Lower Gwinnett, Montgomery County, and the home police say they found her breaking into is that of a man she had briefly dated.
They had initially contacted each other about 6 months prior on a dating website. The male decided not to continue the relationship, but I guess the female wanted to continue it and came to his home and not only broke into the home, but had a bottle of wine and some water ice ready to enjoy an evening with this guy who was completely shocked to come home and find her standing outside of his house looking at him through the sliding glass door, and immediately called 911.
NBC 10 spoke to the victim off camera. He says for weeks things had been moved around his house and appeared to be out of place, and he did not give Harris his home address.
People are pretty good at finding other people on the internet.
Why police suggest you limit what you put out there, and before you meet with someone and exchange information, vet them, as online activity has given way to new crimes.
Not only do you have stalking cases, but you have a lot of, romance scams going on. They're in it for, trying to make a profit out of these relationships. So, like I said, there's various facets of this online world that, unfortunately, are the downside of it.
Dennis Eberly is a former investigator from Lancaster County and licensed private investigator. He says increased online activity comes with new risks and new work.
One of the services I offer, and a lot of other PIs offer, is premarital investigations. We can check out your potential mate ahead of time.
And says because folks want to know more about who they're getting close with, many investigators are finding work running background checks, especially when it comes to those in intimate relationships. As for Harris, she's posted bail.
It's a felony to go to somebody's house and break in.
You had this lady named Lindsay Harris. It was like they were somewhere in Philly. Shout out to Philly. Hit the link in the description, join the Patreon. So apparently, she wanted a date night with a guy. He probably hit her with the 2-pump special, and ghosted her. And, she couldn't let it go. Stalked him. I think they said like 6 months later. Stalked bro. And look, and according to dude, he said stuff was been moved around his house for a minute. And she had probably been going in his house stalking him. And, one day he came in, she had some wine and some water ice. And she wasn't done, So a lot of things to unpack here at the link in the description. Join the Patreon. It's always a better ninja, right? You know what I'm saying? It's always a better ninja. The comment section would be different if a man did it. And this is why I say women have more rights. They can do stuff like this and get a misdemeanor, get a slap on the wrist. Guys don't be wanting to press charges on women like this to the fullest extent. Most guys are, like I said, if guys didn't have empathy for women, bro, you know how many dudes would be really putting their baby mama in the slammer? You know what I'm saying? How many dudes would really be girls? I seen a dude online a few years ago. His girl got mad because he went to the club and she poisoned and killed his dog. And we was in the comments says like press charges on her. A lot of society give women a lot of grace. They give them a lot of grace. And I'm really starting to see why they didn't have rights throughout multiple civilizations or previous civilizations. Even current societies now they don't have rights. Because they get away with stuff and they don't learn it less. We talk about the lady who stalked her ex-husband and filmed over and hacked his house cameras and streamed over 700 hours of him and his new wife, and they had a new child. And she got a misdemeanor and did like a day in jail. And apparently, this lady probably looked up his phone number. This is why you use a text now phone number or something like that. Because you can put somebody's phone number into online and you can find all that information. I remember when I was with a woman some years ago and we was going to a bar and I showed my ID to the bouncer and shit. And she was like, I seen your real name. I didn't tell her face, but she said, I seen you, who you say you were, you know what I'm saying? And, so a lot of women, be like, well, guys hiding who they are and all this type of stuff. And I understand, women should, protect themselves and men should protect themselves. But, Y'all going out here talking about it's always a better nigga, it's always a better man, and niggas ain't shit. I'd rather live on a planet with women. And y'all stalking. A lot of these women be doing shit like that. I remember I had a homie I used to work out with, and he was talking to a girl at the gym and shit, big booty bitch. And you know, one of my homies was like, yeah, you know, she be waiting outside his mama house for him, and she stalking him. But you would never really tell. She wasn't like one of them chicks. You could never really tell. She was real cool, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, he probably put it on her. And in this situation, dude, she probably had a great experience. She probably couldn't, you know, get him off her mind. Probably couldn't, you know, probably went on 1,000 other dates, a few other dates with guys, and she didn't have the experience that she had. And women are very picky and selective by nature, and didn't have that great experience she had with him. And sometimes the nostalgia is better than actually what you think. And that's another crazy thing about being promiscuous or having sex with people. You think the sex or the experience was better than what you thought it was, but you forget the reason that you left a particular person for. You forget the reason you left the person for. You just think about the good times y'all had. And a lot of people spin the block, get married again, get in those relationships, and find out why, you know, why they left to begin with. You know, why they left to begin with. But she wasn't having it. And at the end of the day, had he popped her ass, he'd have been wrong. These women are thirsty out here. They the main ones out here begging for dates. I can't get a date. You know what I'm saying? Men don't date no more. But I don't know if men like women no more. Men ain't at the bar to fun. Shut the fuck up and be nice. Women, instead of women changing and being inviting and being feminine and being nice and changing their approach to men and you know, being more inviting, stop having RBF, resting bitch face, you know, being social, stop being fucking social weirdos, because they really are social weirdos. Learn how to carry a conversation. Learn to be more inviting. You know, at the end of the day, men did everything they supposed to do and more. So when are women gonna move and do what they supposed to do? When are women gonna, you know, be women again? When are women gonna be nice and feminine and sweet and strawberry and raspberry, all those sweet? When y'all gonna go back to that shit? Men have done enough, way more than enough on the dating market. It's time for women to do their part. Stop lying on the internet talking about, oh, it's so easy and none of y'all hoes got no ring. And then y'all claim y'all don't want a ring. And then you had that one chick on that big TikToker who got fucking married. Beyonce telling y'all, shout out single bitch married. Rihanna married. It was somebody else talking about that shit and ended up getting married. Female artist. I forget who it was lately. Alicia Keys. Dog, females fight for your rights. I talked about that on the main channel. She married. She married, man. But in for real talk, use the text now number, bro. You know, vet who you talking to, all that type of stuff, man. A lot of y'all be, I ain't saying he did, but a lot of y'all be allowing these women to come to your houses and all this shit, man. Nah. You know, your license plate is different. Yeah, they can get a PI to get your license plate to find you off a PI. And as crazy as she was, yeah, these women crazy, bro. They really think they can just tell a dude to get married and tell a dude to give him some dick and woo, 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 and that's it. They really think that way. They really think they control the relationship market. And unfortunately, a lot of them found out not to be true. But hey, she looked crazy. You know what I'm saying? Remember, it's always a better ninja. But hey, hit the link in the description, join the Patreon. Peace.